biggest challenge for me is just walking up to someone and having something, you know what I mean, without being awkward. I don't want to be like awkward, obnoxious girl, like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
Hey.
and here's the thing, is that, so that's like negative thinking right there, to think that you're interrupting someone.
No, it's not the interruption, but it's just the, I've never just done like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, it's just new. I think it'll be fine. I'm not like scared about it. It's just thinking of, you know, I want to walk in with like, hey, I got a question for you guys.
Well, you want a purpose.
Yeah, I want a purpose.
So do you have a question or a purpose?
Oh, I gotta wait to see, I gotta see what the client I talk about. What is his name? Brandon, okay.
I love that. I gotta wait to see what the client has to say. She's learning.
Silence all night long. It's just a matter of time.
What do you think? Music too young. I like it. You talk
The same
Alright, Kevin.
We lost Lacey. She's off. We tell her we're gonna do some stuff on fashion. She goes off shopping.
What do you think of this? It's longer than my knee, but it's still a good length, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's good. One thing that you're going to want to be careful of is where you're drawing attention with the ruffles and stuff like that. Petites, it's okay to do that. Think about your chest size too. If you have a bigger chest, you probably don't want to necessarily add too much attention here, because then it just looks a little bit overbearing.
Right.
But for the smaller chest people, you can get away with that.
Like this.
In terms of like the shoulder straps too, they're smaller, okay, which is going to draw attention to you being a petite too. So you can show off skin as a petite, but you don't want to show off too much, because then it gets a little bit too much the teeny bopper area.
See, I kind of like this dress for like a summer going to the club type thing.
Yeah, you could definitely make that one work, particularly with the red
It's
peripherals.
not as, yeah.
I think some metallic peripherals and the right shoes will really make that outfit pop.
What kind of shoes do you think? Black heels, open-toed?
No, definitely not black with that, because you have a nice, like, summery, light feel to the fabric of that. You're going to want to balance that with a very playful shoe as well. So probably something a little bit more metallic, shiny, something that adds to the outfit and speaks, but doesn't overpower it.
Metallic, shiny, I like that. That's a really good idea. Right.
So,
I love this song. I do.
attention span.
I don't know.
Let's introduce Lacey Brandon for the first time ever.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so formally Lacey.
Yes.
Brandon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good to meet you.
So as you know, Lacey's been with us for a couple weeks now. Done a couple of things, and we're gonna go out and just kind of film her experience along the way and see how she grows with time.
We just talked about fashion. They're kind of making fun of me and calling me a little hippie. I don't really wear any of this stuff. Sometimes they're
I can
just,
relate. I
you
can
know. So
All right, now that Brandon's here, let's talk about guys' fashion for a little bit.
yes.
Called some north side.
I'll take.
How bad am I that I didn't even like? I'm like, hey dude, you're gonna run and do a poll.
How do you know how to sneak it? Am I link or?
I have no idea.
We'll have to figure that one out.
But he's growing.
Oh wow. I am in the men's dressing room. I've never been in here before. It's pretty exciting stuff.
We do things like this, like we come in.
And you really just start flexing and posing and being real cool in a men's dressing room. I like that I can see the back of my hair so I can fix it up. Oh!
No, you're fine.
Let's see.
I'm gonna play you. So I love this because what we're doing here is Brandon is a little bit more on the shorter side, right? So we want to give more presence to his chest. You think of the man being the triangle in terms of body shape, right? So you want to bring the eyes up and then attention over here like we've talked about, all right? Yeah. So what have we done here, Brandon? We've got a shirt. We got a shirt that has some seaming right here along the edges, and that's going to bring the eyes up, and it's also going to bring attention to the shoulders to kind of give a little bit more of a heightened presence to them, right? I also like it because you'll notice what's really important for people is that the fit is right. Okay. Now these seaming, you'll notice they'll go right over the shoulder. Okay. If you have the seaming where it's just like kind of like hanging off, we'll do an example. it's going to make things look worse like you're wearing your dad's clothes, okay? Just because you don't feel comfortable wearing like a small as a man, you want to wear a large, it's going to make you look worse because you look like you're wearing your dad's clothes and it's going to make you look smaller than you actually are. Alright, so fit is key, and if you, as a man particularly, unless you have huge shoulders and are quite broad and strong anyways, consider adding accents here. You can even do stuff like you'll notice right here, I have a small little, it's called an epaulette right there, to bring your attention up and up. Cool? So what we wanted to do here is that to continue to keep the eye line up is that you don't want to have a big break, okay? And what I mean by that is you don't want to have a sudden change in the color of the pants. Or even at the shoe level, if you're wearing like dark jeans, you don't want to have bright white shoes because that's going to bring the attention down. You want to bring the attention up for Brandon's case. So what we did is we went with a dark wash jean, okay, straight leg because that's going to look best for his body type. And we also went with like a slightly different color of blue shirt. What we did is we went with the V-neck, okay, because that's going to add a little bit more illusion of height by bringing the skin tone out. But also it's not going to break your eye line when you're looking down here. It just flows very smoothly. The nice thing about this too is that you saw he was wearing a t-shirt earlier, okay, with light jeans, and you can almost see the break in the line there where you could actually kind of, it just didn't gel as well. The nice thing about this too is it's very easy to layer this, okay? So we're going to throw whatever we want on top. We could throw like the vest, the jacket that we had on earlier, and it all works. And it's just like that you can jump from just sitting around like hanging out to being able to go out to a nicer club or something like that, just by switching one little piece of peripheral there, which is like the jacket and the vest.
I love this look.
Loving it.
I have a question though.
Do we want to show the jacket?
Yeah, I'll get the jacket well.
I have a question for you. Oh wait.
This is Lacey waiting.
The question is, I see a lot of guys with the bottoms of the pants like, is this actually fitting? Or would he get this hemmed a little bit? Because I see yours aren't as baggy down
these
here.
are definitely too long.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a good question. So the biggest thing to worry about with jeans, okay, is you want it to fit in the waist and the thighs, okay? You don't want it like super baggy, okay? You want to probably have about maybe like a ½ an inch of room here, okay? The length, don't even consider the length other than the fact that it needs to be long enough, okay? And when I say long enough, basically, does it touch the back of the floor? I prefer mine to be longer. But if it touches the back of the floor, that's called a full break, okay? Anything higher than maybe like a ½ inch off the ground, okay, that's about as high as you're going to want to go. Longer is okay. What you can do is you can go to the tailor, or even here, for example, they'll come in for $10 and they'll fix it up perfect for you. And the nice thing about that too is most jeans that you buy normally are just like a flat bottom, like that. Okay, so it'll have a heavier break, which means there's more folds in the front of the shoe, but it's a little bit higher in the back. When you get them professionally done, they'll actually cut it so that it's at an angle. Okay, so that there's not as much baggage in the front and it covers more in the back, and that just looks a little bit cleaner.
Pretty much anywhere that you buy jeans, like Nordstrom's or the Buckle or somewhere where you buy jeans, will hem them for you for 10 extra bucks, like you said. Yeah, cool.
So don't be afraid of the length. So here, we're just going to real quickly just throw on, so here he is casual, and you can easily go out like this too, depending on like the place. If it's like a low-key pub and stuff like that, it's no big deal because it's not, a t-shirt that just doesn't say anything or something like that. It's obviously he put some effort into his style. You can throw on the jacket here. And instantly that completely transformed the look to be a lot more professional, but it's not overdone. You'll see that we went with a very light texture here, okay? And actually, you can even see kind of a lot of the texture, the lightweight, a lot of texture here to it. It's kind of a little bit more of a casual feel where he can wear this jacket pretty much anywhere he wants. And he has an outfit that goes with everything. What were you saying?
I was gonna say fix his shirt, so it like actually looks.
Alright. Do that part again. So here you have a jacket that goes with pretty much anything. He can wear that out to meet the parents. He can go out to meet the future girlfriend, and he can go out to meet with his buddies or whatever. It's not too casual, and it's not too dressed up. It's a nice little mixture of everything.
I think it looks great.
How do you feel wearing
I
it?
feel good.
Like when you wear an outfit like that, do you feel more confident, or do you feel a little bit more like better presence, or how do you feel about it?
I would say at the very least, I would feel like I do have a better presence.
Cool.
And like I said, and these clothes in particular are very comfortable, which I think helps too to make me feel more relaxed.
Awesome. And that's the goal, is for you to feel as comfortable as
Yeah.
possible. One other thing I didn't notice is that you'll notice I didn't put on a polo or a button-down shirt. Those aren't the worst, but also keeping like a soft or a low neckline is going to continue to add to the height of his neck and have him appear taller as well. What are the biggest pet peeves you think of most girls when it comes to like their boyfriends or the guys that they date style?
Dressing up a little bit more is always always wins with the ladies, I have to say.
Tall guys look really good with like a striped shirt with a jacket and with a boat neck, okay, because that adds a lot more. That adds a lot of length, and it adds an interesting neckline because it kind of creates a square to the guy.
You think skinny ties would be cool?
Yes, if he's tall and skinnier,
Yeah.
you want the proportion of the tie to match the guy.
Okay.
So if he's a bigger Wall Street guy, I call him sophisticated. Okay, you know, you think like the heavier set
Right.
guys, you're gonna want the bigger, wider tie.
Right.
The smaller, skinnier guy, they're gonna look like enveloped, almost like it's a clown tie.
Right.
With those huge 3.5
Good
inches.
to know, ladies.
So the skinnier tie will work there, but don't go too skinny because sometimes that gets a little bit more fashionable, and you have to know how to wear those a little bit better. Well, here's the thing: when you want to take a guy that's used to wearing tennis shoes and you want to convert him over to wearing nicer shoes, you don't want to go the full way and buy him some leather, bottomed, uncomfortable shoe or something like that. You want to find something that's young, hip, but a little bit fancier to the point where if he gets a few compliments on it, that's going to get him interested in it.
Right.
Typically. So what you want to do is kind of maybe start out with, I would even recommend something like a casual shoe like this, okay? So it's a desert boot, okay? So it's a little bit nicer, but it's got a young hip feel with the outer sole here. And it is not too bad, but you can go for kind of like a shoe that's not like a tennis shoe, but you can go for something that's like kind of like a mixture, like this is taking the silhouette of a boot, but adding the casualness of the rubber sole. So what we did here is, once again, we stuck with the darker blue. Okay, you don't have to always say blue jeans, blue pants, whatever. We just did that for this demo, but he has blue eyes, okay? And bringing out the color of your eyes with your dressing is always a good move as well. You'll notice here, it's actually a little bit, we grabbed the size maybe a little bit too long, because you'll see, we talked about earlier, here's his shoulder. Okay, and you see how this hangs off well over an inch on the shoulder? He clearly needs to move down a size to do that. The other thing to notice about the size is the bagginess here, okay? It might be fixed with a smaller size, but he's got well over, wow, full finger there, okay? You'd probably want to have about one joint's worth of extra fabric here. And you can get that, if you really like the shirt, you can easily get that tailored for I think about like $10 at a tailor. He'll take that in for you. Looking in at the sides and everything when you're wearing, like you're looking at these shirts, you want to also have about one joint, maybe 2 joints out worth here. You'll see it's getting a little bit too big on the sides here. If you tuck that in on the sides a little bit, you'll see how much well put together he looks here when he gets tucked in. Just from that alone. Okay, going from here to having the tailor take that in, that'll cost you about $20. $12 at a cheap tailor to have that done. Become best friends with your tailor. Seriously. Take a $10 shirt and make it look like a $200 shirt by going to the tailor. And also, when it comes to height, if you're looking to improve basically the overall length, what you can do is, Brandon, if you wanted to just tuck your shirt up like that, look how much taller he looks when he does that. Okay, and it also adds a lot of sophistication to his style. Brandon here with his beard, he's got a nice presence to him that I don't get. Like he's obviously not 16, he's not 18. He's a more sophisticated old gentleman. He's got some experience to him. When he untucks it, go ahead and untuck it. Look how much more room he loses of his height. He almost just gets like chopped down here. And it's not bad, but it's a different look that you're going through. So consider tucking your shirt. It's okay to tuck your shirt in when you go out. I actually recommend it every now and then.
I've been waiting for this moment.
This is Kevin Emmons hijacking the camera to let you know that friends don't let friends do Crocs. Ever.